IVM.
Hi, I'm Rohan Joshi, and on my podcast, the show about crypto, I've been having some pretty cool conversations with industry experts about what exactly cryptocurrency is and what makes it so exciting. If you haven't already, please check it out on the IVM Podcasts Network. Now, a quick shout out to my fellow crypto heads. We've got a listener survey going on, which will take not more than 10 minutes of your time to fill out. So please check the link in the description and help me out by filling it up. Don't forget to tune into a show about crypto on the IVM app and wherever you get your podcasts from.
All right, this is episode 25. As we are told, it reminds me of that famous scene from Ishq where the drunken guy goes, "Pachis, pachis." It's one of the funniest scenes that I've ever seen. Somebody who can relate to this scene is Shivram Parmeshwaran. Hi, Shivram.
Thank God you cut to me immediately, because if you had cut to the other person on the podcast, that would have been a disaster like the rest of this incoming podcast. But
Yes.
I remember that scene. I also remember Ram. Just to prove that I have watched the movie. Karthik, tell us one scene from the movie that you really like.
I was watching Border today, and for some reason, Jackie Shroff is shouting at the aeroplane, saying, "Why don't you fly at night? Why don't you fly at night?" That
Do
just
you
blew my
know?
mind.
No, that is Tiger. Airplanes are not built for flying in the night. Damn it.
Right.
You know what Jackie Shroff's mom is called? Eye
No.
of the Tiger. I found it on Twitter. It's the worst joke I can. And it really helps that her name is Aisha. So I think it just fits.
I don't think it's fair to talk about that family too much.
That is also
especially
true.
with these jokes. I wanted to say we have Iyer on the podcast, but Iyer gradually is starting to look like Lucas Moura for some reason. We're very glad.
No, Lucas Moura is balding in the middle. Karthik is not balding. He's got just short hair.
He's younger also. He's at least 12 years younger to you, Lucas
No,
Moura.
I think Lucas Moura is younger, you mean? Yeah, Lucas Moura is much, much younger. This one is turning 32.
Iyer will get your favorite part of the podcast out of the way. What is wrong with Boria Majumdar? As per Twitter, he's been sending messages to Ridhiman Saha. What went
I
wrong
would
there,
assume that it's. If I had to take a guess, I would say it's not Boria. I would think that he should at least ideally have that much smart not to send DMs like that to a cricketer. So I'm guessing it's his. If I had to guess, I think it would be maybe a journalist with a local Bengali newspaper.
In
You
a
have to name it.
world where Spurs can take 6 points off Man City, I think anything can happen. So let's not, truth is stranger than fiction, right? So you least expect it.
Now that you made that point about the Spurs game, let's cut into a break. We'll continue with the football on the other side.
Going for parties is just so frustrating these days. I mean, your mom will make it a point to come and tell you how her friend's son has secured a house for her, and your wife will also find out that her sister's husband is taking her on a foreign holiday, while you're wondering why you're the only one who doesn't have a plan for the damn future. That's why I never sleep well during the festive time. Unless www.hdfclife.com. Select. Done. You know what? I think I'll sleep rather well after all. Live calm. With HDFC Life, click to protect life. The Income Plus option offers life cover and steady income stream, so you're always ready for any expenses that life throws at you. Basically, this plan lets you plan your expenses like you plan your vacations. It's that simple. Visit hdfclife.com to know more and for terms and conditions.
I wanted to get that game out of the way. I was hoping that it would be another disaster for Spurs, as everybody expects. But no. I mean, it was typical.
Harry Kane really
Conte
wants to go
style.
to City, man. Harry Kane really wants to go to City.
He wants to. I mean, what an audition. There was an audition we thought, which was PSG against Madrid, but there's no audition. It's almost certain. It's just that people see how I can play, etc. But this was a proper audition, right? And I mean, a couple of his touches were fantastic. Your favorite team, of course, Spurs. How do you feel? 3 losses in a row and now victory in this manner. Worth it, man, for Spurs fans like you?
Yeah, I guess so. Elite club. I mean, the only clubs like Tottenham beat better clubs than them. There are a couple of others who never seem to win any of these big games. You'll either get a draw, a point, and then pretend like it's a victory, a moral victory at max. And you guys support two of those clubs. Spurs, at least, they're the only club who actually win and win big. When was the last
What
time
about the
we
rest of the
United
clubs, Karthik? So, just to draw a parallel of these elite clubs, right? Last year, Liverpool were going to go on an unbeaten run, right? And then one of these elite clubs who didn't win anything before or after that one game did beat Liverpool 3-0 at that, right? That was Watford. So,
no, that's not an elite
are you
club,
saying
is
it's
it?
So I don't know, because it's the same parameter, right?
No,
like you beat the big club.
Matches, like
elite
matches, that Super Sunday matches. Yeah, that Super Sunday they advertised.
So broadcasters are deciding which club is good.
Yeah, and then Tottenham take advantage of that fact. They take advantage very well. Not many clubs do that.
What is the advantage they took again? Remind us.
They beat a better side on paper, and they've done it now twice this season. Yeah. There are teams that don't do it ever.
How did they take advantage of being on Super Sunday? I know what happened in the game.
Yeah. Tottenham win big games from time to time. Clubs like Arsenal and United
from time to time, That's why they're below Arsenal and United.
No, I'm with Iyer here. They've taken advantage of the situation. They ensured they're out of Europe so they can focus on games like these. Tell me again, do you even know the names of the clubs they played in Europe this season? Some
I think Rennes flew all the way from France.
That's the only reason
and
you know.
And then they said, we won't play you even though you're in our city. Tottenham said, I'm not. They were that desperate to exit the competition. Yeah.
Hey, did you
club, fun club.
The first goal that Kulusevski scored, scored. He didn't celebrate as much, right? I mean, you could be any team when you score either he's been told, "Oh, Conte is here, so this is the biggest cup in England," or he doesn't realize that Man City is a chota club. It doesn't matter whether you score against them.
So what happened? I have a feeling what happened is because Conte came out with this stupid statement like he usually does. Says, I sold 4 players and I got in only 2 pretty average players in Kulusevski and Bentancur. The 4 players he sold were Dele Alli, I think Ndombele, and 2 others he never played ever. Yeah. So this Conte also was talking absolute nonsense. I think Kulusevski was a bit pissed.
All I remember is Shivram was almost like a fan of Bentancur at one point, and you were the one who told us there's a player called Kulusevski, and you also taught us how to pronounce it. Apart from that, nobody ever spoke about those players. So I mean, Conte is crying. 2 of the players that this host of the podcast recommended be better than Tifo. Let it out.
That's true. That's true.
Sensible transfers, Tottenham Hotspur. This is what
.com. Let's just buy that domain name. Sensible transfers.
Lovely match. Peter Drury was all over the place with his commentary. But for 15 games unbeaten or like 1 before they lose this one, City, I'm sure they're going to go on under 10, how much ever are left.
Yeah, I'm worried. Who do they play next? Because they're going to meet the wrath of...
I don't know next, but they are supposed to play United very soon.
So you're right. So the next 10 they'll win. You're right.
So that's that. The other great game was Leeds versus United. All pitch, but great atmosphere. And I mean, the 2 subs coming on and scoring felt like Ole's back at the wheel.
But you won at the end, so that would have felt different.
I have decided, right? I will come into the podcast thinking that United have won every match.
But they won
the pressure I'm going to put.
It's not the delusion, it's just fact for this time around.
Lovely game. I enjoyed it. I mean, yes, those 2 goals scared us off. But
what lovely goals. Game, man. That Rodrigo goal reminded me of, I don't know if you remember, that Cisse scored against Chelsea. A long time ago with his left foot. Yeah, lovely goal. Very, very similar. And then when they hit back, I thought it's done, but it's Leeds, right? So I didn't want to text anyone on the group. I said, no, this is not going to carry over for very long. Leeds will just self-destruct. I wish they did anyway. So what was Ronaldo doing in that game? He was also watching with us.
He was... Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, he scored a goal. So, I mean...
Which goal did Ronaldo score?
In the previous match. So, I mean, he scored a goal in this
So, we'll just say he scored a goal in the last season.
The moral victory we already had when we got him to...
Next time you say anything about Messi, I'm going to tell you he's won Ballon d'Or. Keep quiet.
Was it not you who shared that stat of Fred scoring more goals than Messi this season?
Yeah. I mean, I did share earlier saying that Fabinho has scored more than Ronaldo in 2022. So it's only fair that I do the same.
I ignored that.
That is true. I'm surprised that you want to be fair, which is a new side of you.
Yes. 2022. It's a new
Great match. Talking about scorers.
New year, new pew. You pew, or however you pronounce that.
YPU Ray, the YOU, YPU.
The one that
the biggest controversy in Indian cricket.
Yeah, the biggest giveaway is YPU. I can't believe. This is the state of this country right now.
Like we didn't know education was a problem. They had to prove it.
Man.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say anymore.
Nobody made a joke on what Boria Bistar Bandh Lena.
No, see, Gaurav, that was made very long ago, okay? So it's before Ronaldo scored last game also. So people have forgot it.
Yeah. No, see, even if he's not scoring, we don't want to sell him, because then what Oba did will happen.
So people have to be buying for you to be able to sell him.
Ronaldo, everybody will buy.
OLX pe dalna is not enough.
Chennaiyan will also buy. What are you saying?
Chennaiyan.
Everybody will buy Ronaldo. Oba scoring a hat-trick. I didn't see the game. I don't care about Barcelona as much as people would want me to.
No,
but
I care about Karthik also didn't watch.
Karthik watched the highlights.
No, this weekend nothing. Absolutely
nothing. I'm glad, so we don't have to talk about Barcelona.
If that counts.
He's gone home after a really long time.
Yeah.
Just like
Oba.
Oba.
I think it wasn't a hat-trick, but they gave it to him after the fact.
You can make up stuff. It's just, don't worry about it.
Manager ka approval लगती है certain email.
Correct. आजा का तो हो क्या? Pedri पे लगा था, लेकिन ठीक है. Oba's goal.
Fantastic.
He needed a match ball to take home, so they gave him one.
Guys taking match balls, scoring goals. The other guy at Chelsea who's getting 8 touches in all. One of them was at the start of the game. The other, his genuine contribution was an offside. Okay.
I'm on Karthik's side. He's always been a record breaker. And this is one of those many records is broken. So I don't know what the problem here is. I think this is great. See what happened in the end. Ziyech scored, right? At the 97th minute or something. So, it's fine. All's well that ends well, man. Crystal Palace was giving Chelsea a run for their money. So that tells you a lot about the club also and where they are at.
That's true. I have this conspiracy theory that Kane, of course, with the audition, will move to City most probably, unless they get Haaland. At City, they can afford both, and they can afford Mbappe also. Okay, and Lukaku will come to Spurs, playing under Conte again.
Lukaku will come to Spurs. Lukaku will go to Inter Milan.
Inter don't have the money, right? Had they had the money, they would.
He'll cut his salary. He'll cut his friend's salary also. Saying, "But le paisa, main aata hu." Whoever likes his tweet, and then everyone ka paisa gone.
I think he's realized he needs to play under a good manager as opposed to a good. He's played at good clubs, but he has to play under good managers. Hopefully, he should come to. And he doesn't care about Spurs not qualifying for Champions League. He's played at Everton when they never played Champions League.
Is that a pressure cooker behind you, Sapre? Or is just your hot air?
There's always a pressure cooker
and
behind
Sapre is almost... Sapre is basically saying Thomas Tuchel is not a good manager, if you heard that last statement. He wants to play under a good manager. He is a superb manager. He's won a trophy, I think, every 6 months. He's won every trophy already.
He's a trophy manager.
Every 3 months or something, right?
He just sets up his own tournaments.
No, they have since he joined this time last year. They won 5 or reached 4 finals Cup, and won. Yeah, all that included. Champions League, Club World Cup, FA Cup. They reached the final but lost. So that's the third.
Oh, there's a trophy for that.
Premier League. Yeah. Ask Oba. He's the one who caused the curse by dropping it. Anyway.
What else happened?
What did Liverpool do? I heard the title race is back on.
They just
won.
Not
because anything they did, but because City lost. This is back on.
So now I'm going to think that there was this worry that Salah might be rested for the second game against Leeds. But I think that worry is now out of the window because Jota is injured. Firmino had a muscle injury just before the game, or suspected muscle injury. So my guess is Diaz, Mane and Salah will retain their spots. And I don't think Klopp can afford to lose points. Even because Norwich actually scored a couple of times. Both times they were offside. And then the third time they actually scored. So they went up first and then Liverpool had to bounce back.
So you're saying in this midweek match as well, Liverpool make up that one game in hand. And then it can be 3 points by the time we speak next.
Absolutely. And it should be. It's Leeds. You know what happened against United. If that is happening against United, Liverpool is going to take them to the dry cleaners.
Which is what we thought when they were playing Norwich. historically,
3-1.
Norwich has always been dispatched. But Norwich played some decent football. They got the first goal.
They rested both their fullbacks. So
Yeah, that was surprise.
and this one, Robertson and Trent got chutti. He wasn't even on bench. He literally applied for paid leave and he got it. Okay, so the rumor was that maybe it's Salah's turn in the next game week. I don't think so. Salah can sleep today, full day, relax, don't come. Tomorrow say come.
Is he still leading the race for the Golden Boot? Salah?
Yes, he's top. I think he's 14, 15 goals.
Yeah, so
might be 17 actually, because I remember checking it out and Emil Smith Rowe is 9 goals, which is equal to Ronaldo. And Ronaldo has actually taken 2 penalties.
Because they don't trust your player with penalties, right? They shouldn't trust Ronaldo also with penalties after what he did the last time. But
yeah, because ESR has scored these goals after coming off the bench half the time. Ronaldo doesn't want to sit on the bench.
No, I knew he was going to score. I had in my FPL team as well.
Speaking of ESR, what did Arsenal do? They won. I know they
won.
But how
very,
many?
very 2-1. They were actually leading 2 in the entire game. The last minute, they let in 1 goal, which is fine.
Okay. Nice.
Typical Arsenal.
They also play one more game now. I think they play... Who do they play?
Wolves. They play
Wolves. They play Wolves. Yeah, it will be a good game. What a lovely goal by Neves. Neves does these fantastic winners. This wasn't a winner. I think this was first blood. But
no, the Podence goal was beautiful as well.
But if Arsenal has any shame, they should know not to celebrate after beating Wolves. Huh? Remember,
correct.
Angry
just quietly, they feel bad.
Yeah.
Almost like they won. How dare you celebrate like you won? With 10 men for 30 minutes, if you play and you win, how dare you celebrate that you won? That is lovely.
Enough about Burnley. Picked up 3 points, 3 goals.
Hey,
wow.
Wout Weghorst. If you've not already,
I wanted to get him, but there was a red triangle next to his name in FPL.
I think it must be for you saying don't delete more players. But you played some other chip this time, instead of the triple captain on Salah, like everyone played normally.
I played free hit.
How many points are you on?
I am excellent. I think I'll be in the top 50 after this game.
How many points are you on?
I am on 58 points and I have 5 points on the bench from Tsimikas. So, Shivram, what is the scene in the league here?
Yeah, let's do it. So, along
6th?
with... Oh, you want me to answer the question? I think I'm 90 something. But that's okay. That's better than... 87. Not bad at all, yeah? That is much better. Where are you at, Sapre? What do you say?
172, bro. 172.
I don't even talk to people about 150.
From 186, man, what's wrong with you? I keep dropping 10 ranks and then you see top 50 by the end of it.
Top 50 is like getting an increment in your performance appraisal. You know how far are you scrolling down? Okay, before that, while Karthik scrolls, let's quickly give you the code out if you want to join the league. This is the Football Shootball official Fantasy Premier League. Go to fantasy.premierleague.com, type in 3HDRUI, that's 3HDRUI. Come join the league and tell us how you've done. Number 1 in the league is tangled up in blue, sticking to his position. No, I think FC Veramari was number 1 last week. Yeah. Ishan Ganguly, 11 points. He's 20 points ahead of FC Veramari. But a lot of things can change because this is a double game week.
But that's a big switch, right? Because I remember you mentioned that Veramari was, I think, about 14 or 16 point lead he had. So
yeah.
I think is a massive jump.
Yeah, that's a good jump also. Number 3 is Guwahati FC, Bharat Fukan, 1679 points. Number 4 is Kai Seen, which is basically what Sapre texts us every day. Aditya Shetty, 1671 points. Number 5 is Ajbal FC or Albal. I don't know because his name is Ejaz Ahmed, so it could be either. But congratulations, Ejaz. You're 5th in the league, 1671. Actually equal on points with number 4. So both of you are number 4. Both of you could be number 5. That is where we are in the league. What is coming up is still a lot of games are going on. So I don't want to comment too much on the week that is coming up on the weekend because sports is fast and furious. What I have heard about is a lot of people taking their free hits. Sapre, I don't think there's a point discussing you've already taken your second free hit. So that leaves us with Karthik. Karthik, are you willing? Are you planning to actually forget the chips? Are you planning to make any changes ever?
I mean, I've lost interest. Yeah, I'll come back next season.
So you had interest
with renewed vigor
until last week.
No,
so like
at
Ronaldo.
The start of the season.
So like Ronaldo.
He had interest until the time he was leading me on the charts instead of not changing his teams. Once that switch happened, he lost interest.
Oh wow! So basically, like Spurs, if you're winning, it's great. If you're not, you don't talk much.
That is life. that is beyond.
No. The
Tottenham
opposite of
Hotspur.
that is what champions are made of. They talk irrespective, like Sapre.
Welcome to Agla Station Adulthood.
Okay, cool. I think if you're free hitting this week, please don't look past James Ward-Prowse. He's going to be my pick. They play Norwich and then they double up in. Actually, if you're playing a free hit, doesn't count. But if you're actually getting him in, they have a double in game week 28. They play Newcastle and Aston Villa. I just know he's scoring a bunch. That is my tip. Already, I think everyone's gotten Wout Weghorst from Burnley. They also double up in game week 27. They play Leicester and Crystal City. And
They are doubling up every week after this.
No, just the 1 week, Papa. So they'll be equal on the number of games. Man City are playing Everton, and then they have an easy run. They play United, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Burnley. So easy run before they play Liverpool. So I think City are a must-have. And before I end, I think last thing I want to say is some teams also double up the week after. And then there's Newcastle. I don't know, Newcastle actually turning around a good run of form. But I don't know who you would take from Newcastle who would be dependent. I think Trippier is out injured anyway. So that doesn't leave us with many options. Chris Wood hasn't done anything, has he? He still has.
ASM, the only pick from that.
What did he do over the weekend? Nothing. Cool. So that concludes the FPL portion. What I do want to discuss is Fernandes versus KDB, because I saw this fun tweet today. KDB wasn't that great last season, right? Would you guys agree? He didn't perform as high as he should have. Yeah. But Bruno Fernandes was on fire, correct? Would you disagree? No. Okay. So basically that makes Bruno Fernandes better than KDB. This year, Bruno Fernandes hasn't been great, correct? Like he's been average, and Ronaldo's also overshadowed him, plus a bunch of changes. But KDB has been worse. So would you agree that Bruno Fernandes is consistently better than KDB?
Absolutely.
No, not you. I'm asking the general, asking the person who's not biased.
But yeah, KDB hasn't been for a couple of seasons now. He's not even City's close to City's top 3 or 5 players. That this year belongs to Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. For
What?
Sure. Whereas,
Cancelo.
When was the last time you watched a football game?
Cancelo.
No. Bernardo, Gundogan, Cancelo, yeah, but not KDB.
Foden?
No, close, yeah. Yeah, Foden as well. Okay, you're naming more names. I'm saying not KDB. You're not naming KDB, right? So that's
Foden
fine.
was in a nightclub, fighting for his life.
It wasn't a nightclub. It was a boxing event, a pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, sorry. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There were nice bright lights.
You know what? Now that you're on the topic, let's take a quick break. We'll talk about this and another incident that happened in Italy after the break.
We know you love fast food,
Fast fashion,
faster payment.
lightning fast internet speed.
Then why not fast information?
On Think Fast, where we discuss the latest developments in the world of technology, business, marketing, pop culture.
With a side of sarcasm and my dad jokes, not just mine.
Not mine, Varun. My jokes are funny. So join me, guys, the funnier one, Suchita Salvan, co-founder of LBB.
And me, Varun Dugirala, the co-founder of The Glitch, as we think fast only on the IVM network.
Fresh episodes out every Monday.
On the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.
So you're going to avoid the Champions League completely? Is that your plan?
No. I will include you in this podcast. Don't you worry. I will talk about the Champions League. But which is what I wanted to talk about but Shivram's got the Phil Foden fight angle on. Mera sawal ye hai, who takes their mother to an event like this?
She's not even old. She's 40 years old. His
So like
mother.
Sapre?
Maybe she took him to this event.
More
But
accurate.
he needs someone to because
I
he's a kid.
thought he was part of the City contingent that went there
No.
to watch
His
the
mother
match.
is
No,
almost, you are
Mahrez was
almost as
busy.
old as his
So-
mother, Sapre, basically.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So it's
Why didn't you have a kid at 20, man? He would have been taking you, she would have been taking you to events.
yeah.
I could have had a kid at 20 anyhow. We don't know. We never know. Never say never. Right? One day, someday.
I hope you do know.
Yeah, for the betterment of the kid who is now in college money.
Yeah. Like, hey, surprise the father. I don't want to inform him.
Funny.
Okay.
Chalo, Champions League.
And then first, Mourinho being sent off. He kicked the ball.
Mourinho got sent off.
He kicked the ball further than Bruno Fernandes' penalty.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
And then he made some suggestions towards the referee. And then he was asked to leave. And before leaving, he did a lot of drama. He hugged the opposing manager, and he waved it to the fans, etc. Fun. I think he's lost.
He's
the
in
plot
some
entirely.
reality show, what? Mourinho? He thinks he's in some reality show, na? यहाँ पे Amazon All or Nothing Arsenal पे बन रहा है, which I was contrary to my belief at the start of the year. I think it'll be a fantastic watch, especially with Oba leaving. The drama, must. Oba's standing outside Barca, saying 6 बजे खुलता है, been here at 5:30. All of that I would love to watch. But I think Mourinho is the true reality star. He's built for Big Boss.
He's too cool, man. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out. Okay, Champions League. We just had 2 matches, right? Which were like the.
No, I don't want to. You give me. It's your 2 favorite clubs playing each other.
Atletico and
I thought we talked about the matches that happened.
No. It's too
I'm
long.
keen on your United and Atletico. What are your thoughts, your feelings? Yeah.
And Atletico just beat Espanyol. Was it 3-0?
That was probably their first victory in like 50,000 games or something.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Oh wow, you're saying United are prime.
Oh, United should be favorites by a long shot.
Yeah,
Really? Isn't Luis Suarez going to score a hat-trick? What era is that? Am I too old now? Did that happen
He
a long
will
time
score
ago?
a hat-trick. United will outscore them. See, it's Champions League, so Ronaldo will be back in the midst of everything. United are on a decent, run.
Eh?
Playing.
Sorry?
Yeah, they're on a decent run. They haven't lost. After City lost, United currently are the longest, win 7 matches unbeaten run.
United, the problem is the stupid draws keep coming in the way. That is what has happened. Rangnick has taken points, but he's not got the wins that you expect sometimes United should get. That's where...
I don't expect United to win at all. Maybe the problem
Or both legs United will win. Both the matches.
Maguire will score both sides.
Hey, we scored header finally from a corner.
You and Maguire are together.
I told him. He heard our podcast. He
You
said it was
told
an
her
embarrassment
fridge
that we haven't
basically. You
scored.
told her fridge. You whispered your fridge.
He's hilarious though. Maguire, when he scored the header and he's running...
Saw a celebration.
He took the photo. He's photoshopped his friend's face into the among the fans because his friend is a Leeds fan, and he's posted it on social media. Maguire can be fun. Yeah, I like that. That was fun. Good bet.
No, great. He'll be great for a content like social media manager or something. Great job.
No stand-up comedian has been paid that kind of money. Okay, for any show that they've done.
Yeah. Anyway, he's standing. Might as well tweet. That makes sense.
Which is the other match that you guys want to talk about in the Champions
Wow,
League?
which is the other match we're going to talk about? He doesn't know which is the other match is.
Which is not a big match. The only big team left is Chelsea. Liverpool. Talk about Chelsea. Liverpool played Inter already.
Oh yeah, you're right. Good catch.
Oh, there's nothing else. Even I'm looking up. There's literally nothing else. Let's not
drag this out any further, please. I beg you.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I'm very happy. Lots of football back again. Thick and fast. That's it. We'll see you next week with more nonsense. We don't have the name of the episode. I'm going to leave it to Shivram. I want Shivram to come up with something around Aubameyang because just screwed you
Golmaal
in the ass.
He scored 3. He scored 3. Golmaal 3. You know.
Okay, Golmaal 3. No, Golmaal 3. Whatever.
Perfect.
Okay,
love it.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Lucas Mora.
Thank you.
See you guys next week. Bye.
So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and Sapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at iRant, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Shootball. Recognize.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Advertising is Dead, Varun talks to Hitesh Dhingra, founder of The Man Company. They take a look at how the male grooming industry has evolved. On The Longest Constitution, Priya explores the states of women's rights with respect to their bodies, contraception, and abortion. On Audio Gyan, Kedar meets user researcher Dharmesh Ba. They talk about the significance that research and insight bring to an organization. On the Musafir Stories, it's all about Hyderabad. Saif and Faiza talk to Yunus Lasania, curator of the Hyderabad History Project and the Beyond Charminar podcast. And on IVM Live, Santriksh and Zalak are joined by the hosts of Big Talk About Tiny Humans, Devi Shobha and Dr. Meghna. They rate Bollywood parent characters in a fun game. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. The word of mouth really helps. Also, don't forget to rate us on whatever platform you're listening to us and check us out on YouTube. You can check a list of all our channels at ivmpodcast.com/YouTube. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Bank of Baroda and HDFC Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Do you wonder why China does the things that it does? Or want to know how we could improve online privacy? Or perhaps you're thinking about how we can kickstart India's economy? If you'd like to search for the answers to such questions, check out All Things Policy, a daily public policy podcast that covers everything from employment figures to aircraft carriers. Tune in from Monday to Friday for new episodes and fresh takes.